And not much of a rain chance for the next week plus, so we might round out the month of September with below average rain once again. I'll get into that in a second, but first just quickly touching on what we're seeing right now. Temperatures middle to upper 80s. We have a little bit of a breeze, especially from the east. Right now, looking outside, we have that pretty blue sky kind of look, and humidity maybe not quite as low as it has been the past couple of days, but still for a lot of people a pretty comfortable feel compared to that summertime kind of mugginess. And those winds actually moving, so making the air feel at least a little bit better. Looking across the eastern part of the U.S., we have high pressure over here, actually a little bit of low pressure in the Gulf, starting to look just a little bit like a tiny little tropical system, although it's not, and no chance for development really. But interesting to see that on the southern part of Florida, the coast of the Panhandle there. We also have a few showers in the middle of the nation around Missouri and Arkansas, but tracking that quickly into the next several hours, we're not really seeing that move into our area. That should stay to the north. If you see some cooler air and a cold front way out to the northeast or northwest, really, we are going to be seeing that eventually tracking toward us, but not really bringing much cooler air. That will just be our next chance for rain early to middle part of next week. But look at this. You can see with the days and the nights, the reds during the day, the greens at night with our temperatures, not a whole lot of change expected for the next 7 days. And looking at our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, this takes us to the very end of the month of September. All the reds and oranges indicating above average kind of temperatures. Here is our drought monitor, of course, with these darker colors indicating exceptional drought, the highest level for part of Louisiana into southwest Mississippi, also into southwest Louisiana, and a big chunk of Texas all the way toward Houston and especially Austin, and our area ranging from either severe to extreme or exceptional drought. But again, the worst conditions a little bit farther to the north and west of the New Orleans, southeast Louisiana spot. Looking at rainfall this year, we've gotten almost 24 inches of rain. This is at the airport at Kenner. The average, though, for the airport at Kenner by this point is almost 50 inches. So we're about 25 inches, a couple of feet below where our average is for this point in the year. And I was just looking at that, looking at the average yearly rainfall for a bunch of different cities, not really known to be wet or rainy cities across the U.S. If we continue on our current path as far as how much rain we get each month, that would put us at about 32 inches for the entire year, on par with San Antonio, say, Oklahoma City, even Minneapolis and Detroit. So kind of weird to be in that category of cities as opposed to the more usual Florida and South Louisiana kind of cities and much of the southeast that typically gets a lot of rain. Looking at our 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook through the end of September, about normal, but not enough probably to bring us out of that drought, because we have no particular day, at least for the next 7 days, that looks like a really high chance for rain, with a pretty steady forecast going. Once again today, highs expected about 90, 91, upper 60s north and 70s south of the lake expected tonight. And for your weekend planner, as you make plans ahead for Friday, Saturday and Sunday, more of the same. Temperatures around 90 and only a slight chance for a stray shower. Now here is that little swirly I was showing you, a little low pressure area here in the Gulf, but not really expecting that for any development. It's not highlighted at this point and really no chance to really get its act together. It looks like off the southeast coast of the U.S., that's the spot. And notice models not developing in the Gulf, but developing this system, spreading rain along the coast of the eastern U.S. So only a slight chance or a low chance of actually developing, but regardless, a lot of rain expected for coastal spots along the east coast and especially southeast coast and toward the Carolinas. One more wave is out here, just tracking it really quickly here. I'm just kind of showing you what this particular model, the European, has, curving it off to the north. We'll keep watching it though. And then we have Nigel. This is Hurricane Nigel, still an active storm, might eventually weaken as it gets close eventually to Iceland by this weekend and early next week. So no threats for us, but that's what's happening out in the tropics at this point. Our 7-day forecast, very steady, that rain chance next week as that weak front approaches by Tuesday.